And we back, man. Another episode, Tell the Truth podcast. I'm your host, DG, along with my guy, the gang, my boy CJ is in the building.
Yes. Yes,
You know,
Sirski.
another week, another week down, another crazy week in the NFL,
Boy, boy, boy.
another devastating loss for your Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs lose this game 20-17 to the Buffalo Bills. And
Should have been a 24-20 win, but that's another
right.
conversation.
Yeah, man. As y'all can see the little ticker below. Offsides and Arrowhead, brother. You know?
Three inches. That's all it took. Ain't that what girls say? Three? Never mind. Never mind. Three, 6 inches,
just
whatever they say.
just
You
this
know what I'm
many
saying?
away, just
This much.
a
That's
couple
what.
inches back and you know, you might
Boy,
be
oh boy.
looking at being what, 9-4.
That's a lot can
Mm,
change in 6 inches, boy.
yeah, man. Yeah, so let's get into it, man. Like I said, tough loss at home. What's good, family? Tough loss at home. Not something we expected at all. What were your thoughts, initial thoughts on this game, CJ?
Um, Defense, another outstanding week from them. Like you said, they played their hearts out. Got 3 straight stops in the second half. Nothing more you can ask from them. Josh Allen was essentially having to extend a lot of plays like we expected. We were getting pressure. We got multiple sacks on him. Snead had an amazing day. Diggs finished the game with what? Was it 10 yards? 12 yards? What did he finish with?
24. 4 for
24? So, yeah,
24 here.
amazing day from Snead. You can't ask much from him. Guys got pressure. Charles Minihue finally got back in there. Charles Minihue finally got some pressures, got back there, got a sack. George was getting pressures. Chris was back there disrupting plays. Shout out to Shamari Connor with the rookie with his first pick of the year. Love to see that. Nick Bolton's presence was definitely felt, getting guys lined up faster than we did the week before. He was showing some rust at times. You know, he kind of missed some plays in coverage and kind of missed some tackles, but that's to be expected when you're out that many weeks. So first game back, he definitely got better as the game went on. Defense did everything they could, like we've been saying every week, man. The defense put us in position to win. And the offense, for the first time, DG, we actually finished the game. Except you get called back for a technicality for being offsides on offense, which, just for the record, so everyone knows, has been called. DG, how many times has offense? How many times has that been called this year in total?
11.
How many times on receivers has that been called this year?
Probably none. 4?
4.
Oh, wow.
Thousands of snaps every weekend. There's 80 snaps in the football game, so there's thousands of snaps every game. Every game, every week. Jalen Waddle, Monday night, same thing. Same spot, same side of the field. Nothing happened. 4 the
Right.
entire year. And you
Yeah.
had to call one on the biggest play of the game. You can't make this up, bro. Every single one of our losses ended in the most dramatic way. I think it's hilarious because it's just a story of how this team ends. And literally one play is always the difference in why. It's like one play doesn't make up a game, but always with us, one play is the most dramatic play of the game. So it's
Always,
kind of
man.
it's the same script. We start slow, defense saves the day to get us back in the game. Offense figures out a way to put themselves in a position to win the game, and then they either finish it or they don't finish. In this case, I was watching the game, DG. Me and Jody were there standing next to each other. I'm watching the play live. I'm literally watching Trav throw it back like, oh, shit, he about to go score. And he runs in the end zone like, this ball game, we won. And then literally 3 seconds later, the Clay got called back. I ran around Arrowhead. I'm in the hallway, y'all. I'm running around by the bathroom, by the stands. I'm high-fiving like the concession stand people. I'm like, the game's over. We done. We going home. I come back. They're like, the game. I'm like, what happened? They're like, come right back. I'm like, for what, holding? It was like, no, offsides. I'm like, you mean defensive offside? They're like, no, offensive offsides. I'm like, when the hell does that ever get called? And I was like, I saw the number 4 times, DG. My heart dropped. I was like, 4 times? Thousands of snaps in the NFL season, people. Thousands of snaps. And it's only been called 4 times the entire year. Andy Reid has only had that called on him, DG, 1 time his
Yeah.
entire NFL tenure. That was the 1 time they
I
called that
think
shit.
Chase Daniel said on one of his
Oh my
podcasts
God.
that Andy has called over like 25,000 something plays in his career or something like that, and that's the first time he's ever been called for offensive offsides.
You got to be kidding me, bro. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
No.
uh,
Oh God.
I was at the game as well.
Oh God.
So I have like a little bit of confliction with all of this because one of the last times I was in Arrowhead was the D4 Offsides game.
You
And
can't
so
make this up,
now
bro.
I've been on both sides of it, bro. You know, both sides, offense and defense. My perspective from it, when the play happened, I was just happy that Trav had picked up the first down. We was in field
Yeah,
goal
we
range, you
about to go
know.
score.
So
Exactly.
I'm literally thinking Trav's about to go down, you know, like we in field goal range. We can still even score because we still had like maybe a minute and some change on the clock.
Yeah, there was still plenty of time left.
Yeah, I'm not going back to any more games anytime soon. Bad things happened recently since I've been back. Especially in the Mahomes era. In the Alex Smith era, I was undefeated. Man,
Undefeated.
I had a good record, but in the Mahomes era, it has not
We
been
got to get my
pretty.
dog a dub. We got to get
Yeah,
my dog a
it
win,
ain't been
bro.
pretty for me. So I'm gonna stay far away from the stadium from now on. But like I said, from my perspective, I'm sitting there thinking it's minutes some change. Trav's about to go down.
Exactly.
We're in field goal range, so we at least get a field goal to tie it up or whatever. We'll go into overtime and and handle it from there. And I really could have dealt with a loss in OT,
At
because
least
I
we put
mean,
ourselves in a position to
yeah,
win. Exactly.
yeah. So man, I see this dude stop on a dime and then lock. And I was like,
And
oh
it was a perfect
no.
spiral too, bro. Caught it, and KT had nobody in front of him. I'm like, that's game. We won.
And so he goes, he throws it, and I'm just like, no, don't do that. And KT catches it and takes off for the end zone. And I see nothing but green grass in front of him. And I'm like, oh, we won.
That's game.
Like,
That's game.
that's game. Like, because I already knew defense was going
We
to go
gonna get
out
them a
there,
stop.
especially,
Facts.
yeah, and do what
Facts.
they need to do. At that point, Buffalo would have needed a touchdown. And yeah, I take our defense against them at any situation at that point. Um, but then I don't know. Something in me, especially having that traumatic experience from the D4 game, told me to look at the line of scrimmage. And I seen a flag, and I didn't know if it was on us or them, but I had a bad feeling that it was on us for something. And I thought maybe like it was a holding or something like. I'm like, man, why would they call holding that? Like after and let the play go, like
Way after the play, yeah, you could have called it from the
So
jump.
so I'm sitting there watching, and they go offsides. And I'm like, oh, okay, like
So
offsides
defense,
on the defense,
bet.
like we scored, bet
We
it's a
good, bet.
touchdown. And they say offense. No, I'm like,
Huh?
huh?
He made a mistake. He made a
I
mistake. He
said,
made a
hold
mistake.
on. And so I looked to the people I went to the game with. I'm looking down my boy. I'm like,
What are you talking
what is
about?
the offense offsides?
Side. That's
Huh?
what I'm saying. How?
Like, what does that happen?
I'm like, did he mean illegal formation? But nobody went in
Yeah,
motion.
like
So I'm like,
illegal shit, but you would think like that's a dead snap penalty.
exactly. But
Like the play wouldn't
nobody
even.
went in motion.
Yeah,
So
it's all like, hold on, nobody moved, nobody. Like, how are we offsides?
exactly.
And they showed a replay, man, and like, when I mean to tell you, I had the same sinking feeling that I had from the D4. I just sat back in my seat and just shook my head because I at that point I knew we lost this game. There's no way we're
You
winning this
can't
game.
make this up, bro.
You
You
can't
can't
make
make
this up.
it.
And so it's just been one of the stories of our year so far, man. It sucks. But man, as I bring up the next little ticker, man, minor details and costly mistakes. It's the
Same
little
thing.
things that we're doing at this point that we're not doing. That's costing us these games, man. And I know from your experiences playing, college football and things of that nature, uh, being in that locker room and being a part of this team. If you were in that locker room right now, what do you think is some of the things that's being said to some of these guys? As they try to get this turned around and fixed, man.
The biggest thing that my coach always told me when you have like these crazy moments in your season, DG, is like, this is not the time to fold. Like, don't ever fold right now. Like, everybody's like, a lot of people are doubting you right now. A lot of people are thinking you can't win games. A lot of people think you can't finish. A lot of the "I told you so" people are going to come out. I told you this team wasn't good enough, or I told you this player wasn't going to be an impactful player for you, or I told you this coach wasn't good enough to make adjustments. All the I told you so's are going to come out this week. There's no better time than right now to like bunker down and be more even tighter than you ever were as a football team. And I'm talking about from the backups, practice squads, all the way up to Trav and Pat from the coaching staff. Everybody needs to be locked in more now than ever because this team showed you through all the adversity they don't favor and they don't fold when they even have adversity through the game. We had an unfortunate interception where Pat was trying to check the ball down to Clyde. It got tipped. He was making the right read. The defensive lineman just made a great play. Nothing you could do about that. Rasheed Rice makes a great catch on the sidelines, trying to make some get some yards after the catch, and unfortunately he fumbled the football. They could have easily folded right then, DG, and just let the Bills just win the game, but they didn't. The defense went on. They kept playing ball. The defense never wavered. They got 3 straight stops, 3 straight off the field snaps, got the ball back to your offense 3 straight times, and they put themselves in position to win that football game. And that showed me more character and everything because you would think in week what? That was, we're in week 15 now? That was 14? 14 weeks into your season, you've been through any dramatic loss you could think of, whether it be a drop, a fumble, an interception, multiple turnover game. This team has seen it all, any kind of way to lose a game. And to fight their way back into that game when the offense kept shooting themselves in the foot. We turned the ball over twice. Defense had to save us over and over again. The same story we've been hearing all year. And yet that defense and that offense never worried, bro. They kept themselves in position to win that football game. And that shows me more than ever that this team truly believes in themselves and what they can still do because they're always, DG, what do we say, just one play away.
Yeah.
All it takes is one bounce of the ball to go your way, one better call, one guy to make a better decision, and a lot of these losses turn into wins. So that's what I kind of feel like that's probably the notion in this locker room. And Trav kind of like reminded me of those sentiments in his episode today in New Heights. He kind of said, this team is locked in more than ever. Guys believe in each other. He's not hearing all the noise. We know they're being doubted right now. And that's kind of the mantra of the Chiefs. We know we always have the parts of the year where people love us, and then there's a portion of the season where a lot of people are going to doubt the Chiefs. And that's probably the portion of the season we're already in right now. So I think there's no better time than right now to lock us in. And this is the moment to jumpstart us and get us going in the right direction. Well, there's no better time than the present. So I truly believe the guys are locked in now because there's no better moment to galvanize your guys and to bring people together off a call we know shouldn't have been called, but unfortunately it is what it is. But this is the best time now and ever to get forward and take this momentum and get us going right before the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. My thought process on it, man, is that and granted me playing, college sports as well. This is one of those things where it's one of those moments where you have in your season where it makes or breaks you as a team. And a lot of times it makes you as a team. You realize what we're doing right now is self-inflicted. And it's all under your control. A lot of these games the Chiefs have lost, man. It takes man, and this is the thing, and this is why I still believe they can win it all. Um, it takes everything from an opposing team to knock them out.
Facts.
Even when the Chiefs make super, drastic mistakes like being offsides or whatever, like you were still in that game the whole game. The interception on the first drive by Pat, you're still in that game. So this year, you've definitely seen they've had trouble overcoming some of those mistakes like they have in previous history. But you can clearly still see if you're an opposing team, man, it's gonna take a lot for you to take them out. You almost damn near have to play your perfect game to get out of there. And I really think I know the numbers and stuff don't say it, but I really think, man, Josh Allen played well that game.
Yeah, he played a hell of a game outside of
As
the
far
turnover.
as outside of that one interception, I think he did a good job of keeping the chains moving. On third downs, he was still very effective with his legs, points and times, and then scored as well. Getting into the end zone, using some of his power to kind of overpower our guys getting in the end zone. So to me it takes a lot for you to put Mahomes in the Chiefs away.
Exactly.
And
Absolutely.
that just goes to let me know that if you fix all these little minor details that you're doing wrong, the penalties, the mistakes in some of the routes and things of that nature, it's mainly offensively. Um, you're fine. You really you can still win a lot of these games. So they're on this back stretch of the year. You got 4 games left, all of them against opponents with backup quarterbacks. Um, you shouldn't you shouldn't lose a game. You know, you should not lose any of these games. All these games are winnable. All these games are achievable for you to go out there and get. So hopefully they can get this thing turned around and make some leeway with this lead that they got over the Broncos in the division right now. It's one thing that I do want to get to. I feel like there was a real big bright spot on the offensive side of the ball, and I asked this question in space earlier today. Uh, is Wanye Morris the future at left tackle? I think he's put together 2 really good games so far. Um, Sunday was a real big test. I wanted to see how he matched up against a more how could you put it with McDermott's game planning
Yeah,
with their
Sean.
defensive line. Yeah, a
Yeah,
more experienced, defensive minded coach with a more experienced defensive line.
mm-hmm.
Um, and to
Facts.
me, man, he went out there and he balled, man. He gave Pat plenty of time. I didn't see too many bad reps. I didn't see no penalties from him on his side,
Facts.
or whatever. Pretty much a clean game from his side. What are you seeing from Wanye that you feel like that could make him the future of in the left tackle for us?
I went back and rewatched the game. Like you said, one too many mistakes. I think overall, as far as like pass reps, he maybe lost maybe 4 reps. Run blocking probably lost about maybe 4 to 5. So overall, like you said, no penalties. Overall, a good day. Didn't lose too many reps as far as like, and mainly I'm more so focused on his pass pro because we're a pass heavy team more so than run blocking. But he was physical in the run game, was tossing guys, moving some guys out of the way. Overall, I think Wanye played well, man. Especially like you said, going against a veteran led football team. Obviously, we know they're not 100%. Von Miller's been dealing with injuries and they have a lot of guys missing. But like you said, a veteran led football team who we've played a lot. They have a lot of experience, a lot of film on us. You would think they would try to go expose this rookie left tackle, and they really didn't.
Nope.
Wanye played well to me, in my opinion. And this is kind of what we expected. We drafted him to eventually be the replacement. DG, this is probably sooner than we expected. I think he would play this early.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a credit to Andy Heck, man. Andy Heck needs his flowers. He's one of the best O-line coaches in the league, if not the best O-line coach in the league. He takes guys who's not expected to be ready at a certain moment or not be as good as they are, and he makes them better than what they're expected to be. So I have nothing but respect for Coach Reed and Coach Heck. They're two of the best in the business when it comes to finding O-linemen and putting guys in position to be successful. And they've done that all year. So I love Wanye, what he's doing so far. He could definitely be the future. And we knew Donovan Smith's contract was not a long-term contract for this team. So
Mm-hmm.
eventually we wanted somebody to be the replacement. And this is great for us because if Wanye does turn out to be our starter DG, now we don't have to use that early round draft pick on a lineman now.
Yeah.
If we find our left tackle in the future, now you can go get that receiver you like, or that tight end you may like, or that D tackle, whatever the case may be. You can be a little more aggressive in different areas. So I'm proud of Wanye for going out there, being prepared for the moment, being a pro, learning from guys around him, and I'm sure everybody in the O-line room is supporting him. So I'm super proud of him and Andy Heck for getting guys ready. And he played a hell of a game. You didn't hear his name too much on the broadcast, DG, and that's a good thing. When you don't hear your name, it means you're playing good. So I didn't hear
Yeah.
his name that much on Sunday. So I love Wanye, man. He did a great job.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I feel like it's like I've been saying. I think Donovan Smith, he hasn't been terrible.
He
I
hasn't been
think
great either.
he
Yeah.
hasn't been great either.
Like
He's
Penny.
been serviceable. He's had some really costly penalties that I would hope that he would be able to clean up. But I think at this point in time, he just can't because of the physical capabilities. Maybe I think he's kind of on the decline of his career physically, and that may be some of the reasons why he's struggling with some of these penalties that he's having. Just
Exactly.
can't do some of the same things that he used to be able to do. So then that turns into putting a younger guy like Wanye in who can, you know, do some of the stuff that this offense needs to do physically. One play that stood out to me was the touchdown that Jet scored on.
Yep.
Um, Wanye
Moving
mauled.
people.
Yeah,
Moving
like
people.
Wanye was out there mauling people, man, on especially on that touchdown, man. He definitely cleared a lane for Jet to get in, and
Facts.
they
That was
and
a
that
seven
was
yard touchdown run too.
bro, and that was on third
From the
down.
seven. From the seven.
Yeah,
Woo!
I said, "Oh, we running the ball on third down and
Third and 7? Okay, and we score. All
so
right. So all of you, we don't run the ball. People can be quiet. Don't say that
yeah,
anymore. You can't
yeah.
say that no more.
That definitely is not the case anymore. YA definitely, I feel like, brings a different physicality to the offensive line. A
Absolutely,
younger,
absolutely,
fresher, air to the line that can really propel this line. I think to doing some really good things, especially in the playoffs.
absolutely.
Especially as his confidence continues to keep growing and keep getting better and keep stacking good games or whatever. I know that there'll probably be some times where he has a rookie mistake or
Exactly.
does
You'll deal
something.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you deal with the growing pains. I personally think Brett Veach, hit on this pick. As far as what I've seen from the two
so
games,
so far so good.
small sample size, but still, I still think that we possibly may have found our future left tackle, and I think
Hey,
this line could possibly be solidified for the
absolutely.
next foreseeable future. So,
Rookie
uh,
contract for the next 4 years. Ooh, I like the
man,
side of that, DG.
definitely proud of what Wanye's been able to do.
Shout out
Hopefully he
Oklahoma, man.
continues.
Shout out Wanye, man.
Yeah, man, they put some good tackles in the
Shout out
league.
Boomer. They been cooking. We got
Uh,
Creed and Wanye. We cooking out here.
Speaking of rookies, man, we're gonna get to the next rookie. We're gonna go to the defensive side of the ball, man. Shamari Connor got his
Jamari,
first career interception on a play, man, that
Virginia
I
Tech Spiders, baby.
I kind of really think he bait Josh Allen into.
He was in his break. He
Yeah,
kind of
like
slid over to the right, broke on it. You
what did
feel
you
me?
wait from? I know you're at the stadium, but from your viewpoint,
I mean, watching the play, basically, he was basically we kind of ran like a two deep, but it kind of rotated to like a single high. So he's in the middle of the field, rotating, and he's kind of in the middle of the field. Josh is like flushing to his right. So basically, the defense is kind of rotating with him. And Shamari Carter is to the left of Josh, just sitting and waiting for him. And Josh did the like kind of like the quarterback sin. What you don't do is throw the ball back across the field. He did
Mhm.
it, and Shamari broke on it and it got a pick. So he kind of just like you said, kind of baited him into that throw. And that's a hell of a play by him to like he was on a certain receiver coming across. He kind of
Yeah.
left him and then came back to the receiver he knew he was going to throw the ball to and made a hell of a play on the ball. So that's a credit to Shamari, his film study, and definitely a guy that's been watching film and ready for his moment. And we kind of knew Shamari was going to play well because even in the games like earlier this year when we played the Vikings and he had to come in and get snaps,
Mhm.
or I think there were other games in the season where he had to come in and play early. And even in the preseason we played the Saints, I kind of knew I saw something. I didn't think he was that fast
Mhm.
when I first saw him on tape in college. So to see he kind of breaks on balls faster than I thought he could be. He may be a guy that can eventually DG. Maybe like if emergency need be, not right now. He could probably play in the slot if we needed
Mhm.
him to be. I think he's one of those safeties that can play single high or deep or play in the box if we need to. So I
Mhm.
love what Shamari did, man. He's a kid that I had high expectations for because obviously we knew what we saw on tape from him coming out of Virginia Tech and his versatility. And that's one thing not Veach and Spags preach about their DBs and their defensive players. Can you do more than one thing?
Yeah.
And I think Shamar is a guy that can play deep safety if we need to, in the box safety, play
Yeah.
slot like cover if we need to as well. So this is only the beginning for him. And obviously, we've all been super excited about Veach when it comes to picking DBs because he's been kind of Teflon. I know we have our gripes about
Mhm.
things he misses on, but DB's not the one when it comes to Snead, Charvarius Ward, Trent McDuffie, Brian Cook, now Shamari Carter, Jalen Watson, Josh Williams. He hits on DBs. So DG, if this is another hit for Veach, man, you can't complain too much about it. You feel me?
Yeah. To me, another late pick that Veach finds to kind of come in and make an early contribution to the team. A guy that I feel like is very extremely versatile. I think he
Absolutely.
can play all three positions at that safety, that kind of safety roll down in the box, middle field and then deep as well too. So he gives you a lot of versatility on the defense. That play to me kind of equates to what I think is something that we don't see from a lot of rookies. That he actually pays attention to film, because I guarantee that's something that they saw on film that Josh kind of has a habit of doing, and we kind of all know that the way that
He gonna
Josh
give you
Allen,
one.
yeah, Josh
He
Allen's
gonna
a
give you one
gunslinger,
every week.
So, but to me, it goes to show that Shamari is paying attention, in those film studies and realizing the tendencies of certain quarterbacks and what they do. And I think
Absolutely.
he waited for his opportunity, took advantage of it, man. And
Shout out Coach Merritt, man. Shout out Coach
yeah,
Dave Merritt,
for
man.
having Spags and them for having them in the right position to do what they did. Let's talk about the defense for a little bit and give them some flowers because man, the whole game they kept us in the game. The whole
Pressure,
game again.
pressure, pressure.
Yeah, I felt like the pressure from the front four was amazing. Chris was definitely cooking, especially in the middle. He was getting a lot of pressure off the
You saw
edge.
him and Joe arguing on the sideline? That was
Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
He said, "No, you didn't do it. No, you didn't do it." And George is sitting
yeah.
over there like George
I
just laughing.
I mean, I know a lot of people probably have an issue with that, but people got to understand Joe Cullen and Chris and CJ are gonna argue a lot.
Bro, they're
Like,
best friends. You supposed to
yeah,
argue with your best friend. It's
he
all good.
yeah he's and Chris has said it before. Joe he respects the hell out of Joe Cullen. He knows what Joe Cullen is trying to do, especially for his career. What was the side? I believe it was about an assignment. Um,
Probably.
I'm gonna
I think it
guess.
was on one of those plays where Josh got out of the pocket and he
Mm-hmm.
extended a play, like they were trying to figure out who had contained and all those
Kane,
things. But
yeah,
it's probably like a simple call. I don't think it was that serious of an argument because if George is over there laughing, he's sitting in between them and he's
mm-hmm.
yelling about something and Chris is yelling and then he throws the tablet down and George is over there cracking up.
Yeah.
And for anybody, I know everybody hasn't played football before, but DG knows this. The funniest coach on any football staff is the D-line coach.
He
They're the
is.
most argumentative, they're the most sensitive, and they yell the most. You can ask any football player. The D-line coach is the one that always had the most heated arguments. And half
Yeah.
the time, people, they don't even be about nothing. He just be
Yeah.
yelling just to yell. You didn't get there fast enough. Well, you didn't get there fast enough. It's always something, bro. So I highly doubt there was a serious argument. Like DG said, they love each other, bro. But it was just funny to see the argument on the sideline. To see George laughing is the funniest part.
Yeah. Nah, the argument on the sideline, I mean, I saw it last year too, so it was just like I didn't think
They grown
nothing.
men, bro. They
Yeah, I
gonna
didn't
argue
think of nothing
sometimes.
of it. I mean, your best defensive player and you know your coach going at it or whatever. You know
It's part of life.
he expects a lot out of Chris at some point. You know, and wants the best for him or whatever, and expects him to make plays. You know, so maybe there was some kind of assignment that he felt like Chris had that you know he could have made a
Disagreement.
play, and yeah, it's just a disagreement. It is what it is. I didn't think too much of it because you know yeah, it's coaching at the end of the day,
You
you
gonna
know.
yell, I'm gonna yell. I think I'm doing it
Man,
right. You think I'm doing it wrong. It is what it is.
and then at the end of the game, they're hugging
I
and
love you, man.
yeah, and you see them talking to the opposing team or whatever. So it was all good. After that, I think they'll definitely be fine. As far as some other bright spots on the defense, man, another week of L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie doing their
Lock
thing,
up. Lock up.
putting receivers in hell.
Put
Um,
some respect on Sneed. Man, Sneed one of them. Y'all better stop playing with Sneed, bro.
yeah, Stephon Diggs
Sneed
got
is a
a one
Sneed
way ticket to a jail cell on
lock up, head
Sunday.
back to Buffalo. One
Yeah,
top 5 corner this year, DG.
yeah.
Sneed been top 5. I don't care what nobody say. He done
I
seen everybody this year. The numbers speak for themselves.
man, I don't know how he continues to do it week in and week out. Number one receivers come in, or he goes on the road and he locks them up. What do you feel like has elevated his game to be able to, you know, go out there and do what he's doing this year?
I think most people just say like, "Well, that contract year is undefeated, boy." Like we always knew how good Snead was, but unfortunately, a lot of other years we haven't really had a legit number one corner on the other side to kind of take the coverage away from him. So out of necessity, we play Snead in the slot a lot in years past, and he's done a great job of that, of jamming guys, using his long arms, using his length, having great timing on his slot blitz. But this year, he's been asked and been able to play outside a lot more. And when you're outside on that island, it's a lot harder because you know you have to be against number ones, and you're going to get a lot of their best every single week. And we've seen everybody come into this DB room and had to step up their game, but nobody stepped up this year more than Snead for me. Like you said, DG, we've seen everybody from we go down to week one. We posted a list earlier this year from Amon-Ra St. Brown to Keenan Allen to Justin Jefferson to Tyreek Hill to Stephon Diggs. We're gonna see Jamar Chase here in a couple weeks as well. So, but there's no receiver that this group hasn't seen, and they have never wavered. They've been up in a moment to every task. Guys have maybe had a couple big plays on us. AJ Brown overall had like what 8 yards when he came here on that Monday night. So
Mm-hmm.
there really hasn't been a receiver that's really gotten off on Snead. Honestly, you could probably give away Devontae for a half if you want to say that, but the second half he didn't do anything. So overall, Snead has seen every receiver in this league, the top guys, and he's held his own against all of them, and if not dominated them in most of these matchups. So I think Snead needs a lot more respect. I know a lot of people kind of had him hovering around like that top 12-ish corner before the season started. But after the work he's put in now, DG, he's definitely a guy that's earned a contract. He's definitely a guy that's earned an extension. I think he will get it. Hopefully it'll be with us. I would love to see him stay here, but we know how business goes. But as far as this season, bro, I think he's just doing a great job, DG, just staying in phase. Like he gets a lot like a little aggressive at times, but I want my DB to be aggressive when you're playing against the best receivers. Because if you're not
Mm-hmm.
aggressive, you're going to get beat. So if he gets a call for hands to the face or being a little too pushy inside the 5 yard line, I'll take that. Because he's basically letting the receiver know I'm here to play. And I'm not going to leave with you just because you want to get a little ticky-tack call of trying to say DPI, whatever the case may be. So Snead has been locked in with receivers all year. He's played the most snaps of any of the corners we have outside. He's been ready for every moment. He hasn't given, I think he's only given up, how many touchdowns this year, DJ? I think it's one this
I
year or
think
two.
maybe one,
It's
possibly.
not, I know it's not over three, so he hasn't given up hardly to any touchdown this entire
Yeah.
year. So Snead's been balling out of his mind. Like you said, we ask him to cover the number one receiver every week. And most teams kind of like switch sides and say, oh, we want your other corner to stay on this side and you stay on this side. He's got most of the snaps versus outside receivers for everyone. Trent's been mostly in the slot this year, and then Snead's been mostly outside. So
Yeah.
you can literally go down his game log and see who we win against. And Snead's probably covered everybody in the league as far as
Yeah.
talent wise.
Yeah.
Speed guys, height, route running, he's seen it all. So I don't think there's been a corner in the AFC West that's played better than him this year. I think he's definitely the best DB in this division. I think he's been the top 5 corner in football this year,
Yeah.
respectfully, in my opinion. So when we start talking about all pros and start having the conversation of who's been the best DB in the league, Mitchell and Jerry Snead's name, man, go watch the film and the tape. It backs
Yeah.
up what he's been doing for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely having a phenomenal year. I feel like a year that has really been able to propel this defense to do what they've been able to do. When you got a guy that can pretty much lock up his side of the field, and you don't have to worry about it,
Facts.
it makes it a lot easier on this defense to do what they're able to do. The physicality that he brings to the game, being able to kind of get up in receivers' faces or whatever. I know he's had some penalties on the year, but I'll live with that.
I'm cool with that.
Especially when we get the results that we're getting, especially with locking up number one receivers. When a guy like Stephon Diggs has 4 catches for 24 yards, a lot of times you're winning those games. So
Facts.
again, just if this if this offense can just fix
It's coming,
the
DG. It's
slight
coming.
minor days, yeah,
It's coming.
I know it, man. Hopefully they can turn the corner and get this thing turned around, and which is going to lead us to our next topic, man. Week 15, you get to go to New England, a game that was supposed to be on Monday night.
Foxborough.
Unfortunately, Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots have not looked great this year. Um,
That's an
and
understatement.
it's been a it's been a tough year for them. This is a game that I guess is gonna be probably the last time we see Bill Belichick as the New England Patriots head coach.
Allegedly, that's what they say.
It seems as though that they're gonna part ways at the end of the year, and go after hiring another new coach. So
Oh wow.
going into this game, I think the Patriots may be a little bit motivated. I know a lot of those players love Bill Belichick. They love playing for him. He's definitely a player's coach at the end of the day. So I know that getting the news that he might not be back next year would probably be a little bit tough. Transition is always hard, especially in this league or whatever, especially for a guy like Bill Belichick who's been such a staple for New England. Um, what do you feel like the Chiefs have to do to get a victory over probably a pretty motivated Patriots team that's not very good?
You just got to come in and get pressure. Like the fact that I saw Bailey Zappi throw 3 touchdowns in 1/2 versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. DG, I thought that stat was fake because I didn't watch the first half because I was doing something. Because me and
Mm-hmm.
DG told y'all not to watch. So guess what? We
Yeah.
wasn't we wasn't watching. So I literally was on my phone watching a TV show, and I hear an alert: Bailey Zappi 3 touchdowns. I'm like, how? Like, how did he even get in the red zone 3 times? I turned the game on. I'm like, the Steelers really let Bailey Zappi turn into mid-modern era Tom Brady. He out
Yeah.
there slinging dimes to tight ends, throwing over-the-top balls to Juju. I'm like, bro, did the Steelers just decide to not play football today? I can't believe that. For one, he had that much time. I thought TJ Watt would have had a masterclass on an offensive line. I thought he would have sacked him at least multiple times. But
Yeah.
to have, you never disrespect your opponent. You always come in ready to play. This is a game you should win, and from a defensive standpoint, you have to respect your opponent you're playing. So Bailey Zappi made some amazing throws versus the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
So coming into this game, you're watching the film like, all right, who are the guys we have to keep our eyes on? Hunter Henry's the main one for sure. I I don't think Juju would play because obviously I saw him leave the Pittsburgh game limping. So a lot of people was coming into the season saying he had a knee injury. That's why we didn't re-sign him back. And he's been in and out a lot of games for New England this year. And then obviously he went all out to play well against his former team. Now he's going against us, another former team.
Mm-hmm.
Will Juju play? I don't know. I don't think he will, but we'll see. But obviously this is a game where you have to come in. No Ramondre Stevenson. I know Zeke Elliott is going to get a lot of carries. So the job is always the same. DG, stop the run.
Yeah.
Stop the run first and foremost. Keep Bailey Zappi in third and longs and get pressure on him. We get home and force him to make some mistakes. We can get the ball back to our offense and we should go out there and capitalize and go score. So just the same old every week, man. Don't let anybody beat you over the top and stop the run up front, and we'll be fine. Bailey Zappi obviously is a guy you have to respect. You don't want to disrespect your opponent, but he played well in Pittsburgh, DG. I can't cap. I didn't think he would do that. I don't think the
Mm-hmm.
world thought he would play that well, but he did. So
Yeah.
coming into this game, I don't want to undermine and say what he did was minimal because he went there and won a football game in Pittsburgh, and they were coming off a loss, and that's a game Pittsburgh needed. So I'm gonna give him his credit. So this
Yeah.
is a game you have to come in, respect your opponent. These are the guys you're gonna have to guard, and they're gonna try to get the ball to guys like Demario Douglas and Hunter Henry and Zeke, and obviously if Juju plays, that'll be another guy. They're gonna try to get these guys involved. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
go there, stop the run first and foremost, get him in third and longs, and take advantage of these bad O lines, man. Go out there and get pressures and get some turnovers and get another pick. And this defense has thrived off turnovers and getting them consistently all year and getting teams off the field. So I expect the
Mm-hmm.
same thing going into New England. Man, it's a bad offense. They had a good night last week, so we got to bring them back down to reality and just get pressure on Zappy, man, force him to make some mistakes.
Right. Yeah, I think at this point, this is one of those games where man, if you just do the right things and make the right choices, you win the game. This is not a very I hate to break it, and I never want to downplay an opponent or anything like that. These guys still all play in the NFL. They all still play at the highest level, but they just have not been. They haven't been a good team this year. Um,
Facts. Facts.
that offense, and one of my words I love to use is putrid. Um,
Putrid.
they can't move the ball. They have no rhythm. They have no real, I feel like, talent at receiver. And that's no disrespect to Juju or anything like that. I know what he was able to do for us here, Kansas City or whatever. Still would love to have him at this point, but yeah, it just hasn't felt like it worked out really well up there. And I think that they've really struggled at that position. I think that's been one of their biggest downfalls. Obviously, been able to still run the ball effectively at points in time, which has always been a staple behind Bill Belichick. I think he's always had good teams that have been able to run the ball. But when you can't, when one part of your offense isn't clicking at all, and it has to lean on another part of the offense as far as the run game, and that's all you can pretty much do. It's pretty much easy to game plan against you.
Facts.
So I feel like this is defensively, this is probably a game where the Chiefs kind of stack the box and really make Bailey Zappi beat you, and see if he can actually do it. And I think with how well our corners have played this year, I think you kind of trust them to go out there and put those guys on the island and allow them to go one on one. And I feel like this is gonna be one of those games where Spags is probably gonna send a ton of pressure,
Facts.
and just make Bailey Zappi just get off his spot. Hopefully force him into some mistakes, man. We need some turnovers, man. Like I know
Absolutely.
we got one last week, but we need a game where we have multiple turnovers and give our offense multiple chances to go down and score.
Absolutely.
Offensively, I think that
Ooh.
this offense has got their work cut out for them because this is still a very good Bill Belichick led defense. And as you always know, I think Andy stated it in his presser today. Bill does a good job of taking stuff away from you and forcing
Facts.
you to do uncharacteristic things that you don't normally do. Um, so I feel like that's gonna be the chess match. Can our offense kind of figure out some things, mid game that'll help us win this game? Can we go up there with a good game plan? Can we execute that game plan.
Yeah,
And can we be able to still move the ball? We've been able to move the ball effectively, but you know that there's going to be some things that Bill's going to probably try to do in the red zone differently to keep us from scoring and hold us to three, to keep
absolutely.
that game close. What do you feel like offensively the Chiefs can do to kind of go to be able to go up there and get a win?
You have to go up there, like you said, DG, establish the run like we did this past week. For all his flaws, Clyde ran the ball well last week, DG. I'm not going to sit there and cap. We
Mm-hmm.
can't only talk about him when he does bad. We got to talk about when he does something right. So give Clyde his
Sure.
flowers. He played a hell of a game. He caught most of the passes thrown to him. He ran well. I think he averaged 4 yards to carry at the end of the day after all he did. So he hurdled the guy last week. So Clyde looked motivated to me. So if Pacheco is out and he didn't practice today again, so if this is a week where we have to lean on Clyde and Jet again, I'm fully prepared for those guys to go in there and seize the moment and play well and give us a good chance to win the football game. And I think they did that last week. So I expect Clyde to come in there and play well, Jet to come in on third down and make his plays like he did this previous week. And offensively, like you said, DG, we just got to make the plays when the ball's coming to you. Oh, I'm sorry. When guys are open, you got to make your catches. Obviously, when throws are there to be made, you have to make them. There were some throws that Pat missed. There were some catches that receivers could have made as well. But at the end of the day, DG, there's always a drive, but there's always one play this offense can make. And at the end of the day, we just got to figure out a way to make them. And you're going to have opportunities this week because we know this Cleveland defense is not Cleveland, but New England defense is not the best unit. They're still very disciplined because you're obviously being coached by Bill, but this is a team that's giving up a lot of points and a lot of yards. So this is a job where you have to come in there as an offense, establish the run game up first, up front. And when you do that, take advantage of your opportunities when you get one-on-one. They're going to double drive. We know it's coming. So guys like Rasheed, whether it be MVS, Justin, Sky, when the ball's thrown to you, you got to make a play, bro. Like it is what it is. Like all the like Trav said, all the talk about you can miss me with the doubting our receivers and hating on them. At the end of the day, bro, you got to go play. Like there ain't no more talking. There's nothing you can do about who the group is. We have what we have. So when the plays are there to be made, you got to make the play. You're in the league for a reason. Catch the football. I'm not asking you to do nothing astronomical, OG, DG. I'm not asking you to do nothing crazy out of the box. Just catch the ball when it's thrown to you. So and then when you're going to get open because naturally they're going to take Trav out of the game, leaving other guys one-on-one. So I
Yeah.
expect guys to have their opportunities. We just have to figure out a way to win the game. So
Yeah.
if I'm Pat and I'm Nagy and I'm Andy, it's just go in there and establish your run game. And when you play action off of that, and DG, you saw how Trav got wide open under center, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I've been saying, hey, tell Pops I said this too.
Mm-hmm.
When you under center, it opens up everything. I've been telling
Mm-hmm.
everybody this. Playing under center is way better for football because we don't have the receivers enough to play from the shotgun as much as we do. And I know
Yeah.
Pat likes playing from the gun because that's what he's most comfortable in. But when you play
Mm-hmm.
under center, it helps out everyone because your O line gets more pressure to run the ball downhill. They get in a rhythm, and then when you play action off of that, the safeties and the linebackers have to respect it, and
Mm-hmm.
guys are going to become open. So keep playing under center, keep running the football like we've been doing. I love how we ran the football since midway through the season. We've gotten better every week at that. Just keep establishing that run game, and then guys just have to make the plays when they're thrown to them. So
Yeah.
keep using that screen game too. And I think we've done a good job of giving Pat time. Like you said, Wanye played well last week. Keep that good trend going as well. Keep running
Mm-hmm.
the football. This offense will be fine, man. We just have to figure out ways to make plays in the passing game when the ball's thrown to you, whether it be making throws or making catches. You got to figure out a way to have a consistent connection. And I
Yeah.
think being under center will help this offense out a lot, like we did this past Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree, man. I think the most effective thing they can do in this game is simple, man, and that's let's take care of the ball.
No
Um,
turnovers, please. No turnovers.
if
No turnovers.
this is you can't this is the kind of team you can't give them opportunities to stick around and be in the game. Um, and you can't give them extra opportunities to stick around and be in the game. Is actually what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, if I feel like if you take care of the ball in this game, and not have those silly penalties that you've been having, the offsides, the holdings, the things of that nature, just play your game, run the ball effectively. I feel like this is a game that you should have no problems with being able to move the ball and put up points. I
Facts.
feel I would love to see us come out, like I said, and establish and actually get a lead. I'm sick of seeing us having to play from behind.
Let's
Um,
score.
yeah, I don't think that's a formula for success for us anymore. So especially with the way that this offense has been kind of playing this year. I feel like they have to be more ball control, methodically going down the field, taking time off the clock, and putting up points when the opportunity comes about. Um, New England is I think third in the league in rush defense. They've been pretty stout against the run. But the Chiefs have kind of showed that when the Eagles came in here in Arrowhead, and they were, I think, one of the top teams in rush
Number
defense.
one rush defense.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
you can still run on those guys or whatever.
Yeah.
It seems as though I believe that Isaiah is probably not going to be available again for this game
You could probably
with the
sit him another
shoulder.
week. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
for the
wait 1
shoulder
week.
contusion. So, what I seen from Clyde last week, I felt like Clyde's got a new burst, a new energy. You can kind of tell the time of not getting some reps or whatever. You can kind of tell that's kind of motivating him or whatever.
Facts.
You can
Facts.
clearly see that he's a little bit more locked in. And
That boy
now
hurdled
it's,
somebody at DG. He was like
bro. I said,
looked like LSU Clyde. I'm
I
like, all right, Clyde 2-5 was
I
out there
said,
running that
Clyde,
thing. He said
no way. I
Clyde
said,
out there
there's no.
hurdle somebody, bro. I ain't seen
I,
Clyde hurdle nobody in like 3 years, bro.
I know they ain't the same Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I know.
Boy
Yo,
got that
they.
LSU juice in him. Whatever
I
he
don't
ate, hey Clyde,
know.
whatever you ate on Sunday,
Listen,
bro, eat that again. Same routine.
I
Don't
don't know
change
what y'all
nothing, bro.
did with the old 25 or whatever, or who was here before.
It was the pants when they got ripped. That's what made him go
Yeah,
crazy.
it was whoever was here before that Clyde. I'm glad he's gone because I
Whatever
like
y'all
this.
did last week.
Yeah, I like this Clyde. Keep
I
this one.
like that Clyde. Keep him
Yeah,
here.
because he definitely got to
2-5,
keep this
man.
one. Clyde
Shout
definitely.
out Clyde, bro. Shout out
Shout out
2-5,
to
bro.
him, man. He came in a big spot last week and performed, man. And really did what he needed to do to help us win. I mean, he didn't cost us a game or
He
anything
played
like
well.
that. He played well.
Caught
Felt like
everything thrown to him.
yeah.
No
Felt like
fumbles, no nothing.
did a good job of being able to take some of the majority of the reps and then allowing McKinnon to come in and do his job and and do what he does best or whatever. I'm glad that they've been able to get him back as well, get him back healthy. Hopefully, this is a game where McKinnon is still able to come in and help and play. I feel like he gives us another weapon, especially in the red zone. McKinnon just does the right thing, man. Like he
He
knows where to
knows, but he
be,
know facts.
and and I think he has that chemistry and that connection with Pat to kind of know when Pat is ready to go off script or something like that. He's in the right
Facts.
spots as well. So hopefully, man, like I said, this is you're getting down to that stretch of games where you can't really afford to drop one. And this is one of those ones where you really listen,
You
if
should
we
win this game.
lose, I'm gonna say this, and y'all, I'm glad this is recorded. If we lose this
Uh-huh.
game, I will panic. If we lose this game, I will panic because I just feel like this is one of those games where you don't lose. You don't lose this game.
You should win this
Last
game
last week
regardless.
I understand it's the Buffalo Bills, their rival. They've been a playoff team, since Josh Allen has been there. Got a great coach on that side.
Yeah,
Although Bill Belichick is one of the best coaches to ever
for
coach in this
sure.
game or
For
whatever. But
sure.
this team is not good, and you should not beat them. I mean, you should not lose to them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we
Um,
we can. I'm not worried this week, bro.
yeah, if we
Chiefs money
yeah
line.
these
Chiefs
like,
money line, bro.
scratch if we lose, yeah, I'm
Scratch. Chiefs
panicking.
money line, bro. Chiefs money
I'm
line this
I'm
week, dog.
panicking. So Chiefs
No.
at this point favorite I think by 9.5,
Yeah,
I
it was like
believe.
double digits. It's either 8.5 or 9.5. One of the two.
Yeah, they said this is the first time that Bill. I think in a long time that Bill Belichick has been a 9.5 point underdog at home
Oh
in New
wow.
England in a while.
Okay.
So
Even at
um,
that last year when they played the Bills, I thought they were a double digit favorite when they played the Bills. Never mind.
it's been a minute.
I could have
So
sworn they were like maybe they were. It was like 8. Because I'm about to say when they played Josh Allen and Mac Jones was playing and they got
mhm,
smacked. I thought they were like a 9.5 underdog that night too.
right, yeah, I
Oh,
don't know,
that
man.
was in Buffalo. My fault. My fault. My fault.
I
That's
know
Buffalo.
this is definitely when I seen the line, I was like, whew,
Yeah.
I think we
And all if we get one or
especially
two
after last week.
turnovers, yeah. If they get one or two turnovers, they'll cover that spread. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
When the team is favored by 9.5, they're banking on the fact that the quarterback for the other team is going to turn the ball over at least twice,
yeah,
or their offense is going to turn the ball over twice. And I guarantee you, Bailey Zappi anytime interception DG is going to be like minus like 200 this week
right, yeah,
because he's been turning the ball over like crazy. Our defense is good at taking the ball away. So
yeah,
I highly feel very confident in what this defense can do this upcoming week with a great opportunity for sure. I expect them
right,
to go out there and ball out.
yeah.
Maybe we get our
Um,
first pick six. Maybe we get that.
it'd be nice, and it'd be nice if it was Trent McDuffie because he needs his first one.
Trent need one. They just don't
Yeah,
throw the ball at him like that, bro.
nah, they don't.
He don't get tried.
Hey,
Like,
right, like I don't know. I guess they're afraid to do it or whatever. I don't blame them, but at the same time, we still need that pick, Trent. So,
I want dudes to get
um,
him one, man.
I guess there is one last question I do want to ask about the previous game
Yes, sir.
before we move on to the next topic. What was your thoughts? And I know this has been a topic of discussion, especially this week. What was your thoughts about how everything went down after the game with Pat and Andy and things of that nature? Give me some of your takes on it.
Being in the locker room, or being in the football locker room, what Pat did was very mild to me. I've seen players do much worse after losses, bro. I've seen players swing on other players after a game.
Mm,
I've seen other players not shake a coach's hand, which is the most disrespectful thing you can do. I've seen
mm,
coaches go over to other coaches and call you a name or a disrespectful word that you
mm,
shouldn't use in front of children. So for Pat, obviously Pat was not going to put his hands on the ref. We all know that. Was he
yeah,
probably going to go over there and probably
mm,
yell at him very loudly? Absolutely, he was going to yell at him. And
yeah,
I agree, and he should yell at him because the call was correct, but you don't make that call after the entire day. You don't say anything to
yeah.
anyone.
Mm,
And really think DG, I think that's what triggered him off because after that call, Pat probably came to the sideline, probably was trying to ask the ref, "Hey, did you tell us any part of the game that he was lining up offsides?" And then say, "Did you tell Andy he was lining up offsides?" And the ref probably said, "No, I didn't tell anybody." So you didn't give anyone any kind of information. You were holding it to yourself, but now you decided to do this on the last play, on the biggest play of the game. So at that point, emotions boiled over. He wasn't only mad about the call, he's probably mad about the season. He's mad about another game ending in another dramatic way, the receiver being involved. He didn't.
mm,
Obviously, he made some mistakes during the game. So obviously, he's pissed off at himself. But it all just accumulated together and boiled over. And he's human, bro. What do you
mm,
expect him to do to not get upset? I've seen
mm,
plenty of quarterbacks get mad on the sideline, whether it be mad at themselves, mad at the
mm,
players on their team, mad at the coaching, whatever the case may
mm,
be. Players always get mad. Like, who
mm,
cares about Pat yelling at a ref for a call that probably shouldn't have been made, but it is what it is. And then him yelling, going over to Josh. Him and Josh are friends. Clearly, they have a relationship. They play golfing tournaments together. They've hung out outside of playing football. So they have a relationship. So for Pat to go over to say that's the worst call I've ever seen,
mm,
you can do that with the homie. Now, if he go over there doing that to somebody you don't know or you never played against, that's a different conversation. But I can come up to DG like, DG, that call was freaking trash, bro. And I know him. We could be rivals on the field, but that's my bro. So I can say, hey, bro, that call was trash, dog. Like, I ain't even gonna cat with you, but it's
Hey,
cool because we friends.
you seen the way Josh reacted, like
Josh, but he looked at he had the big eyes. He was like,
like
he said, bro,
yeah, we
he's like,
might have
bro, I ain't
got
gonna
away
lie.
with that one.
He's like, I ain't
Josh
gonna lie.
knew. Josh knew. Nah, man, my feelings about it is like if honestly, bro,
I laughed, bro. I was like, it's cool,
I
bro.
I I listen. I wasn't mad at all.
Me neither.
I actually like that fire from Pat. To
Yeah.
me it goes to show you that he fucking cares.
Yeah, he
He
want to
cares
win.
about this. He cares about this game. And I understand maybe the way you word things and the way you say things in the heat of the moment. Maybe that part was wrong, or whatever.
Mm.
And yeah, he could have not said that to Josh at that point. But at that, if anybody's played competitive sports, knows you lose, man. Like
You're
the
heated.
last thing you want to do is go over and shake, your opponent's hand
Say good
and
game.
good game, especially when you got screwed out of a game the
Like
way you
that, like
got screwed. Yeah,
I don't
like
mind
that.
losing a game, but losing like that, like bro, what do you
Yeah,
expect me to say? Like,
it's
come on,
just
bro.
yeah, it's one of those things that you kind of you know you take it for what it is, and that's
It
how
is what it is.
I kind of took it too. It was just like, man, I'm not mad at Pat for what he said, especially in the
He's
post game
human,
presser
man.
or whatever. I want him to express his emotions and how he's feeling at that point in time, and he said what he said, or whatever. I applaud him for coming out the next day and apologizing to Josh.
But that's my thing, DG. You shouldn't apologize for showing your true emotion. Like
That's
he
what I
didn't
said.
say
I didn't. I mean, I'm glad he did it, but at the same time, for me, he didn't have to do it.
he
Like,
didn't do anything disrespectful. He didn't
yeah,
call Josh out of his name. He didn't
no,
disrespect the coach. He didn't call the ref out of his name. He was upset
mm,
about the call. He thought the call was trash, but he didn't call over there and call the ref a cuss word or call him out of his name or speak to him any different. He probably, I disagree with your calls, and that's what I'm mad about.
Yeah.
Pat didn't disrespect Josh or disrespect the ref
No.
personally. He didn't take any personal shots.
Yeah.
He was saying you just didn't do a good job of calling the game. And if
Yeah.
I'm mad about your call, you can be upset about a call, but just don't attack me personally. He
Yeah.
didn't go over there and say nothing to Josh. So for him to go into press conference and say that's a call you probably shouldn't make, mainly because like you didn't tell anyone the entire game. Like if he was literally lining up wrong, you could have given someone a warning because he did that the entire game. You said nothing. So for you to go out there and not communicate with the coach, which is what your job is to do as a ref, if you that wasn't the first time he saw KT line up like that, DG. That's my point.
Right.
I know you signed him line up like that in the game, in the midst of the game, all the way up to the fourth quarter. So
Yeah.
for you not to say anything, of course I'm going to be pissed off because you didn't communicate with me the entire game. Coaches always, and refs always have a communication. Hey, he's lining up offside. And DG, we know that personally because when Jawan's been offsides, ain't they the first one to say, hey, Jawan need to back up.
Yeah.
They've been telling us that shit all year.
Right.
So KT's been offside the whole game, but you didn't decide to say nothing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like that's why he was upset. It's the communication aspect, people. He's not mad about the call. You didn't tell me the entire game. So how am I supposed to know he's offsides?
Yeah. When it boils down to this thing, it's especially with calls like this, it's about protocol, man, and how you make the call. The consistency of the call just isn't there, and for you to right, like for you to wait until the end of the game, especially after seeing Dan Orlovsky's video, just pissed me off even more because it's like y'all allowed him to line up offsides the whole game pretty much, and
not say a word,
and not say a word, and not give him a warning or anything. And granted, I get it. Like that's something else that the Chiefs have to fix and get KT lined up correctly. You know, and as far as an organization, I feel like they take that responsibility on. But for you to be, you know, you're in control of the game. You know that you know the rules, and that's what you're out there to do, is to enforce the rules. And for you to go the whole game without enforcing this rule and then enforce it when it's the biggest play of the game,
ain't no way, just
it blew my mind, man. And it pissed me off. I wasn't more so bad about the call because the call is the right fucking call. Like
it's the right call. It's just the consistency of the call.
Yeah. So and that's what makes you mad. It's like you can't do that, man. Like you can't wait the whole game and then finally say, oh, you were wrong about this. You know, like, and that makes no sense. But either way it goes, you lost or whatever. You move on. You know, watch, better, rinse, repeat, or whatever. You got to be better. Yeah, we on to New England.
Move forward amicably.
Sorry for the little rant or whatever.
It's all good, bro. But I mean, I've been in that position, bro. I would be kind of mad too because I'm like, bro, you know, Andy Reid always talks to the refs. Pat does too. So for you not to talk, two of the most likable guys in the league, communicative guys, whatever the case may be, you know, they communicate with the refs when it comes to be calls going against them or not going against them. So for you not to say anything is very odd because I know Pat and Andy are always in communication with the refs. Man. Whether it be things they're seeing or they're not seeing, for them not to say nothing to nobody, that's mind-boggling to me. Like, you didn't communicate with nobody? All right.
That whole game, bro. The Carl Cheffers' crew.
So many stoppages, bro.
Like they Jesus take, Lord. Like, come on, man. How long does it take? The game slowed
down way too much.
To review some of the stuff that they're reviewing. Why are you even reviewing half of the stuff that you're reviewing? Like,
they reviewed that MVS catch, bro. He caught that.
What? And I'm like, why are we wasting time on it? You clearly saw it was a catch. You called it a catch on the field. What are we going back and looking at?
I'm like, he caught the ball.
You know, and then why is it taking so long? And then some of the discussions on some of the penalties is like, why are we discussing so long here? Like, what are we talking about?
Way too many stoppages. I agree. And there were some Bills fans next to me saying the same thing. Like, there were so many stoppages. And I agree. Like, the team has to be better in certain situations. I'm not blaming them at all. I'm just speaking from an unbiased standpoint. And both fans are attesting to this. There were too many stoppages in the game that slowed the game down momentum. Like, we were driving in a lot of those drives. It's always a injury timeout for a guy here, reviewing this catch here, or whatever the case may be. You can't review everything in a game. As much as like any fan would want their team to get the call correct, you have to know unbiasedly that, you know, every call is not going to be watched. Every call is not going to be reviewed. So it is what it is. But for them to have that many stoppages in the game, I thought was kind of a little bit of foreshadowing because we kind of knew this was going to happen when you have a game with Carl Shepard, so it's not really surprising to me, DG. We know what time it is whenever he's in the building. But to go into that game and the Latavius Murray catch, which was debatable, that's the only call I could see being reviewed longer than it should have been because that was a big play in the game. And it looked like he didn't catch the ball because he caught it, took like 2.5 steps, and then he slipped it out of his hand. So that was a debatable catch or not. But outside of that, there weren't too many plays that deserved to be reviewed that long, in my opinion. And DZ, you know when there's stoppages, other teams can communicate with each other, right? So you're low-key giving them free timeouts when you're reviewing this many plays because most of the stoppages were on when the Chiefs were on offense. So a lot of the stoppages were occurring like, hey, we're driving, get a first down, or review this, or review that. I don't mind trying to review it, but while you're doing so, you know the defense can say, hey, we're going to make this call, switch this up, whatever the case may be. You're giving the defense free timeouts when you have all these stoppages. So I don't mind them trying to get calls right, but like all fans say, you can't change every call, and sometimes the game being slowed down can affect the game, unfortunately, from a fan standpoint. So it sucks.
Yeah, that was the main thing that was really just pissing me off. Is just I felt like they were just getting way too involved in the game, stopping the game, reviewing certain things, talking about certain penalty. Like it messes up the flow of the game.
Facts. For both sides.
And it takes away from what the players are trying to do on the field. Like they're there to entertain, they're there to do their job and make plays and give us a show. So let them do that, man.
Give us a show. Win or lose, give me a show.
Yeah. Facts. So this question from Harold: who do you blame on the Chiefs
for the loss?
I guess for the loss.
Probably, I mean, I don't like the turnover by Rasheed, but he also made a play for us and caught a touchdown. Yeah. So it's kind of like twofold with that. I mean, the defense did an amazing job. Outside of like that fumble by Rasheed, what really did the offense do terribly wrong that day?
Yeah.
KT made one of the best plays, or tried to start initiate the play and made a play to KT, and KT finished it. That was one of the best plays, if not the best offensive play we've had this year. So the offense, again, Harold, put themselves in a position to finish the game. It's just something always happens when we try to finish it. Either a mistake or we just turn the ball over every time.
I think, honestly, if I had to blame, especially for the offensive offsides penalty, Harold, I guess I would have to blame the coaching staff. Mainly just
watching him line up every play.
Yeah, mainly, and I guess this boils down back to maybe the inexperience at receiving coach.
Somebody should be watching him line up.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, you can put blame on KT as well too. He's been in the league for a while now. He's played football for a long time. He knows how to line up correctly. So you definitely gotta take that into consideration. And I think that's something that they're probably working with him, especially putting an emphasis with him on this week or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. He ain't gonna be lining up wrong this week. I bet you that.
Yeah, it's not something that he can do. It's just an awareness thing, man. It's not nothing that's outside of his ability. Just make sure
go out there, back up, bro. Just back up.
I guarantee you, this week you see him come to the line and point to the ref.
Oh my mama, DG,
and really wait and get confirmation.
DG, he gonna be in a line like this, like the meme with Diddy when he in the award show and they like staring at him. He gonna be like this. You gonna tell me I'm good?
Am I lined up correctly? Yeah.
You gonna tell me I'm good?
All right.
I said the same thing, Scratch. Like the fumble and the lineup are like the
that
two
fumble
outside. And the lineup, when I kind of give KT some grace because he did it the entire game, so he didn't think he was wrong. And if you actually notice on that play, DG, the marker on his side of the field was different than the marker on Rasheed's side.
Yeah.
By like a half a yard.
Yeah.
So he was lining up to the marker on his side. So by that marker's side, he's correct. By the other marker, he was off. He was over the ball. So
the line judges weren't lined up correctly. If
they
were
going
off of
the line judges and the markers were off. They were on the same scene. So that lets you know it's a gray area when you're putting these markers down because they're trying to say, hey, is the ball on the 21? Is it on the 20? Is it on the 20? You can let it go either way. So if the markers are off, the players are going to go by the marker. So if the markers are off, the players are going to be off. That's another reason why I thought the flag shouldn't have been thrown because it had no effect on the play. If the markers are off by a slight and the receiver's off by a slight, you throwing the flag does nothing because him being this far off the ball, DG, is not going to change the effect of the play. It doesn't give him an advantage. Doesn't give me an advantage. We still
Right.
got to go out there and run the football play. That's
Yeah.
why a lot of like former players like Matt Ryan or Peyton Manning, they saying if you're gonna call that, just blow the play dead. Don't let me finish the play at all. If you're gonna let that happen, but
Yeah.
if not, you don't need to throw the flag because it didn't change anything.
No.
Him being this far off the ball does nothing. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. We lost, and it's over. I like how
we move
yeah, I like how Andy approached it today. He wasn't really answering
like a
questions
grown up.
about it. Like it's over. That was last week. This is a
We
new
move,
week,
man.
so we move. And as a Chiefs, as a Kingdom fan base, we're gonna move on to here on
Kingdom. We are moving on.
Tell the truth. We're gonna move on. We're on
We're
to
on
New
to New
England.
England. On to New England. We move. We move.
Which leads me to our next topic, man. Going into Week 15, let's kind of go around the league. Right now, I guess we usually do power rankings. Unfortunately, DMAC isn't here to kind of help with this. So I'm flying solo on this editing stuff or
Shout out to
whatever.
DD.
I'm trying to get this down pat or whatever. But let's just give me your top 5 NFL teams right now. Who you think is playing some really good ball at this point of the year?
Number one, definitely San Fran. They're dominant on both sides of the ball. Went there and beat the brakes off Philly in Philly. Went there and reprimanded and got their revenge back for that NFC Championship game. So definitely got to give San Fran number one. Number two, I go Dallas Cowboys right now. They're playing really good football. I think if any team that could beat San Fran, it probably would be Dallas. And it's ironic that they played each other.
I'm sorry, Noni.
We're working on it. I promise.
Look, I don't. Country and them got to pay me more.
I tell Country and Chuck we not paid enough, bro. We don't get paid for this. We just talk. We need producers. Noni, if you want to help us, you're more than welcome to apply. You can use me as a reference.
Peace, sir.
And Chuck, cut the check, bro. Stop playing with us.
Yeah.
I will put San Fran at 1, Dallas at 2 right now. I think Dallas is playing a really good football. Dak is obviously playing like an MVP. Absolutely, he's earning. He's worth of every deserving he's getting right now. Number 3. Number 3. This is when he gets dicey. There's a lot of teams right here. Probably Baltimore. Yeah, if you had to go by default. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I'll probably go Baltimore right here. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with Baltimore. Who do you think is at the last 2, like 4 or 5?
4, I would probably give it to. Before Monday night, it would have probably been the Dolphins, but
oh boy,
they blew one, man.
At the crib, that was nasty.
Man, I think it's getting dicey because like
after that 3, it's dicey, bro.
I can't put the Chiefs in there.
We ain't been playing good football neither.
We haven't been playing good football, so I don't think we're really a top 5 team right now.
This is a gray area right here for a lot of teams, bro. Gray area because you could throw like Scratch said, you could throw the Lions right here. You could if you wanted to be biased and put us, you could. If you wanted to put the Eagles, even though they just got smacked, you could throw them right here. Yeah. It's honestly a toss-up after 3, DG. Like there's really no.
I would probably still say the Eagles at this point in time. Although I understand they went down to Dallas and got the brakes beat off of them.
They brakes beat off. That was nasty. I didn't lose like that.
I'll chalk it up that it's still a division opponent that knows you very well. Team that kind of, they know what you do best or whatever. And Dallas, Dallas kind of had it out for them. It was ready for that game. So sometimes you walk into Jerry World on a Sunday night, and you just get your ass kicked.
It is what it is. Sunday night, man.
So I have no issue with putting the Eagles at 4. I guess
more than 2 of them booted. God damn.
5 to me is really a toss up. You could go Lions, maybe the Browns.
Browns have been playing good.
Would you listen? As much as I don't want to say this,
probably got to go Browns.
Would you put the Donkeys in there somewhere?
They're a top 10 team right now for sure. They've been playing like it. Number 5.
Does anybody out in the world right now have the Denver?
All right, chat.
Donkeys?
All right, chat. Tell us. Everybody in chat. Do y'all think Denver's a top 5 team right now?
Are they a top 5 team? Tell
Not
us
top
right
10,
yes.
top 5. I don't think Denver's top 5.
It's a yes or no question.
I'm giving them top 10. I'm not. I don't know if I can do top 5.
I
I
don't know
need
if
to
I
see
can
a
do
little more.
top
I
5
don't want to be
either.
a hater. I'm trying to be honest. Just to tell the truth. I'm not trying to be a
Listen,
hater.
I am a hater.
He
I'm
said.
definitely
He said I'm
I am a
undoubtedly. He said
hater.
I'm an open large hater.
Yeah,
See,
love
Stevie
to
said.
see.
Stevie said hell nah.
Hello, the donkeys before the sheep.
No, he said hell nah. So yeah, I think the chat agree with us, bro. The chat rules. Chat's gonna give him 10. So we're not putting the donkeys at 5, DG. We can't do it, bro. We
I
can't put them at 5.
I mean, then I guess you could go. Do we believe that the Lions are a top 5 team at this point? Back to back losses. They just lost to the Bears. They
They
got
did lose to the Bears. Oh my God, they messed up my
slaughtered
pick
by the
'em.
Bears.
Oh God, they messed up
Yeah,
my pick 'em this week.
they got
Damn.
slaughtered by the Bears, 28
That's
to
nasty.
13.
That's nasty.
And who did they
Getting
lose to
slaughtered.
the previous week?
Was the Packers on Thanksgiving Day? Who was after that? No, they beat the Saints the
They
week
beat the
before.
Saints.
Yeah, they
I
beat the
thought they was
Saints, but
on
then
back to
they
back
lost to the
losses.
Packers. Lost to the Packers, beat the Saints, and they lost to the Bears. Losing.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Justin Fields always snap versus the Lions? That Lions defense is really
I
cheap,
don't
bro.
know.
Justin
I
Fields
don't
always
know.
goes off first, though.
So I guess we refer to the chat. Are the Lions a top 5 team, guys?
Lions. I mean, 5 is like this is like the area of like, do you think us and the Lions are better? The Lions beat us in the head-to-head, so if you want to give them the nod, I understand.
Steezy
I
is
mean,
crazy.
the Lions do have hella injuries, but they found ways to win games. So you do give teams some kind of grace period for winning games. But in my opinion, I don't think the Lions should lose to the Bears. I think they're a better football team. But like DG said, it's a division opponent. So you kind of have to put both cards into
A
it.
double-digit loss to the Bears.
It's that part. Like you can lose to the Bears in a respectable fashion. Because the last game they played the Bears, it came down to the wire. So obviously the Bears know them very well. They play, but you got smacked by the Bears. That's different. That's a whole different conversation. That's why I'm like, I mean, they beat us, so I can't put. Can we put us over the Lions right now? Can we? They put us at 6. All right, bro.
Listen,
Give it to the Lions. They put. I'm cool with it. Give it to the Lions. You can give it to the Lions.
I guess we can put the Lions in there.
No, matter of fact, bump the Lions. Give it to the Browns. The Browns are playing good football. Give it to the Browns.
I don't know, man.
This is a
Look,
much. This is a
well,
much.
look, this is what we'll do. We'll split it in half. Browns, Lions.
Chiefs, Lions, Browns. Chat. Rank them right now.
They all 5.
Rank these 3 teams: the Browns, the Lions, and the Chiefs. Rank them right now. Who y'all got? Rank them right now, chat. I want to see what these people think. I need to read their mind, PG.
Right.
Because I have an idea of what they're gonna say, but I want to see what they're gonna do now.
Yeah. Let me get to the next.
Whatever the chat said, that's what we're gonna go with.
Right. We gonna let y'all pick the 5 spot, chat. We'll go with that.
Y'all pick that.
Y'all get the pick this week because I'm doing that.
Okay.
Lions, Browns, then Chiefs.
Lions, Browns, Chiefs. I'm cool with that.
Okay. Man, the Lions.
Steezy ain't counted. I'm with Steezy. That don't count, bro. Y'all
right.
have Chris on the field. I ain't fooling with the Lions. We over the Lions, bro.
Noni says the Chiefs.
Noni said us. Yeah, Noni.
Noni loyal, man.
Noni a loyal. When I fuck with Noni. Noni my dog. Shout out to Noni, man.
Oh man. Let's get into my next topic. If you had to pick one guy off this Chiefs team right now that's been the kind of the unsung hero, guy that people haven't really talked about. I know we talked about the Sneads and the McDuffies and Chris Jones and Nick Bolton and all these guys. Who do you feel like has been the unsung hero of this team, whether that be on offense or defense? I know Rashee Rice has been, pivotal for us or whatever. So who do you feel like has been an unsung hero this year?
On the defense, I'm definitely going to give it to George Karlaftis. Guy that's having a career year, still top in the league in pressures. Obviously, he's having a career year when it comes to sacks. He took a big jump for us this year. Obviously, we expected a lot out of Chris Jones being the player who he is, and we signed Charles Omenihu for a lot of money, being a high free agent. But George is taking the mantle, I think, of being low-key right now, talent-wise, I think he's our third best pass rusher, but production-wise, he's our second best pass rusher. And obviously, we know Charles Omenihu missed the first 6 to 7 games because of the suspension. So, but I think the unsung hero for me, because we know Trey McDuffie gets a lot of praise, L'Jarius Sneed gets praise, and obviously Drew Tranquil and Chris Jones get a lot of the praise for what they're doing. But for me, I'm definitely giving it to George Karlaftis. He's having a hell of a year. He's getting pressures every week, getting sacks. So George is definitely taking that big step for me. Something I wanted to see. Because DG, the last 2 years we drafted a DN and a receiver as our first two picks.
Uh-huh.
Last year it was Sky, and obviously we took George. This year we took Felix and Rasheed. So Rasheed and George have definitely paid dividends so far of what they're doing. So right now I would give it to George for defense. Offensively, my unsung hero, definitely, yeah, it's got to be Rasheed Rice. A guy that was expected to come in and contribute, but he's contributing more than we expected because we expected other guys to play better. So to be a rookie, and we know the rookie mantra with Andy Reid receivers don't really produce that much. So
Mm-hmm.
for Rasheed to come in here and have 6 touchdowns already, we got 4 games left. Maybe he gets to 10. If he
Mm-hmm.
gets double-digit touchdowns as a rookie, that's a got to be a record
Yeah.
for any receiver under 80. So
Yeah.
the unsung hero for me on offense would be Rasheed Rice for sure. The way he's producing, the way he stepped into his role is being expanded every week. He's asked to do more. He's asked
Uh-huh.
to play outside the numbers. They're putting him at the X in certain snaps, and I love that because I expect him to truly be a receiver that we can line up everywhere on the field and
Mm-hmm.
probably throw the ball more deep so down the field because most of his catches are intermediate to short. So I'm waiting for him to have his big event. He's already had a 100-yard game, so he's had his breakout game, but a game where he truly dominates the game from beginning to finish. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to see that consistency stay. So
Yeah.
George Karlaftis, that's my defensive unsung hero, and Rasheed Rice would be my offense for
Uh,
sure. Villains, we'd be here all night, though.
man.
We'd be here all night.
Carl Cheffers. Nah.
Carl Shepard for sure. He's a sucker. If y'all see Carl Shepard, nah, I'm playing. I don't want to get fined. I like my money. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Right. I'm just here so I don't get fired. I would feel like my right now my unsung hero, and I think Arrowhead Chiefs podcast. Shout out to them. Shout out to the family, the gang.
Shout out, gang.
Yeah. I agree, man. It's been Mike Dana. All year. A guy who comes in. I don't know if you guys saw it. I guess on the next episode of the franchise that they're gonna kind of honor him, but his teammates talked about him. They talked about how he's a guy that just comes in to work every day, does the right thing. He's a good teammate. They love what he puts on film. He's always ready to do his job. Being kind of one of the main reasons why Felix and Uduke Uzama hasn't seen the field because Mike Dana's having such a good year. Definitely a guy I think is gonna hit free agency and get paid. There'll be a team out there that I feel like that'll need his services. Especially a guy who's already kind of proven a lot in such a short career or whatever, and give him an opportunity to go there and be the guy. Um, you know, so shout out to Mike Dana, man,
Shout out Mike Dana, man.
another late round draft pick that Brett Veach is hit on
Another hit, Beach.
that's helped us out. So to all you people who say Brave Beach can't draft and can't draft defensive line, you can go to hell. Because
DG taking shots. Bow bow. DG
yeah,
taking
you,
shots.
you
Watch
can
out,
definitely
people.
you can definitely go to hell
DG
because
said y'all can go to
he's he's definitely hit on a lot of these picks. I know a lot of these guys don't turn out to be Pro Bowlers or All Pros or whatever, but these guys are the guys that help you. They do the dirty work for you. They help you win games at the end of the day by doing the right things, being a good teammate, being a guy that guys can count on in that locker room to do their job day in and day out. And
put that in your pipe and smoke it.
yeah, for really, and
on
then
the game.
I think offensively, my unsung hero is probably the same as everybody else's. Rasheed Rice, man, definitely has exceeded my expectations this year. I really didn't have many expectations at all. I just wanted him to come in and maybe just show some flashes, show what he could possibly do, and he's done that and more. I think right now the Chiefs definitely see him as their kind of 1B, because that Travis is definitely 1A. But he's done a good job of accepting that role and going out there and being able to execute the playbook. I know the growing pains are still there. The fumble obviously was tough to watch, and and when it happened, man, I didn't even get mad. I was like, damn, like
I can't get mad because he's made so many plays for us. So I
he's
can't hate him.
having, and then you think like up until that point he was having such a good game. or whatever.
He's got to deal with it, man. He's
But
got to deal
what
with
I
it.
like was that he came right back on the field. They went right back to him.
Back to him. I
He
love that.
made a play. You can clearly tell it was short term memory for him. So to see that from him, to bring that to the field and to bring that to this team shows that I think Rashee Rice is definitely going to have a very long career in this league, and a guy that's going to be able to do some good things for this organization as well.
Facts. Shout out Rasheed, man. We need to get
Man,
Rasheed on the pod. Hey, man, y'all at Rasheed.
man,
Tell Rasheed to come pull up
yeah,
on us, man.
get Rashid in. We would definitely love to talk to him.
Everybody at Rasheed, tell him he need to come on and tell the truth. Tell him come
Right.
holler at us, man. You feel me? We got to talk business, you dig?
Right. So, man, week 15 in the NFL, a lot of good games on the slate this week. You got Thursday night.
Boy,
Tomorrow is
that game gonna be so ugly.
the backup quarterback bowl.
The Raiders don't even know who they starting yet.
We could possibly see the return
God.
of Jimmy, porn star Jimmy G.
Boy, oh boy.
or the return of old ass Brian Hoyer.
He's still
seems like
God dang.
Yeah, it seems like the Raiders are possibly gonna go away from Aiden O'Connell for a little bit, especially after that 1946 game that they put on the field against the Vikings last week in the 3-0 loss to Minnesota.
Boy, oh boy.
And hey, listen, if you bought tickets to that game
sell them immediately,
and you stayed the whole game for that Vikings and Raiders game, I applaud you.
I applaud you for real.
No way.
No way.
No way. At 0-0 at halftime that I would
have been like this. Y'all lost your mind. I think I'm about to stay out here.
To stay through a 3, especially if you're a Raiders fan, you stayed through a 3-0 loss, bro.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Beat the traffic, go home, find something else to do.
Yeah, Chargers and Raiders, Easton Stick versus whoever the Raiders is gonna throw out there tomorrow night. Justin Herbert, unfortunately, out for the year. Prayers up to him, man. Hopefully he can come back and get healthy. That sucks to see. Herbo's one of, I ain't gonna lie, like outside of watching the Chiefs, I love watching Justin Herbert play, man. He's a hell of a talent in this league, but unfortunately he's out for the year. Who you got, I guess, in this game? I guess I don't even know the pick, bro.
Bro, like they said Justin Herbert's out. They said Keenan Allen's out.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs was questionable. He may not even play.
Right.
Devontae Adams got an illness. We've all seen Max Crosby's knee. There's no way in hell he should have been playing football against us. His knee is literally like swollen. So, bro, I don't know who to pick, bro. I couldn't even tell you. Whoever turns the ball over the least will win. I'm
gonna give you two pieces of gambling advice if you're betting on this game tomorrow. You either put in what I call it, excuse my language, a fuck it ticket, where you just put random stuff together and see if it hits, and put like $5 on that and just see if it hits, or
random.
Tomorrow, and sometimes you just got to do it. Stay away from this game.
Just don't bet it, bro.
You don't even know what's gonna happen or whatever. It ain't worth you losing your money over. I don't even know who's favorite in this game. I wouldn't be surprised. Either. Yeah, I don't even think it will be.
This game could be 6-3 or it could be like 23-26. It could go either way. I don't know which way.
I'm trying to look. Let me look at it now. I'm trying to find the line. Hold on,
that game gonna be nasty, bro.
Yeah, that game's.
Once Herbo was out, Keenan said, "Oh, if Herbo out, I'm out. I ain't playing."
So the Raiders are favorite -3. That I guess Vegas is probably just giving them that because Justin Herbert's out of this game or whatever. So that would be my only excuse for it.
If you are gonna bet, I would say live bet this game. Do not make any preconceived notions before this game.
Yeah,
watch the drive, watch the first quarter, then do a live bet. So
like I said, you put that dumb ticket in and just see if it hits. You know, and just throw $5 on that joint. You know, maybe put a touchdown parlay ticket together.
If you wait till guys are active and inactive, because if Josh Jacobs or Devontae Adams play, I'll take either one of them for an anytime touchdown. Like I think both of them would score, or
Yep.
either if not one of them. But outside of that, bro, I don't really want to touch. I mean, you could probably take. The funny thing is, DG, Josh Palmer been hurt most of the year. Quentin Johnston can't catch a cold. Keenan Allen
But
ain't playing. Like, is it Austin Eckler to the moon tomorrow? Is he all he do is gonna touch the football?
it might be. Or Easton Stick comes out and he throws 4 touchdowns and looks like Bailey Zappi last Thursday night.
You know that's funny. Somebody gonna bet that too. Watch him. Matter of fact, DG, you
I'm
just gave me an
telling you.
idea. I'm about to do it. I'm gonna just bet it. I don't even care. I'm gonna put
Listen,
$5. I'm gonna just bet on Easton Stick to throw like 3 touchdowns.
the
If
other
something stupid
night,
happens,
if you would have been a degenerate and would have taken the Titans and the Giants to win and
both
probably
of them.
put Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley to score twice, you would have cashed big time.
Facts.
Like,
and I took Derrick Henry, and I took Raheem Mostert to score, but I didn't trust Saquon for him to go out there and score twice. I can't believe the Packers played that bad. I thought they would play better. They
right.
look like a completely different team from when they played us. Crazy.
Right. So then we move. That's the Thursday night game. This week, and I don't know if a lot of people noticed, there's actually 3 games Saturday.
3 Saturday games,
3
12, 3, and
Saturday
7.
games. You got Steelers Colts. You got Vikings Bengals, which is the 12 o'clock noon game.
Yep.
Steelers Colts is the 3:30 afternoon game, and then Broncos and Lions play the night game at 7:15. To me, it's actually kind of a little bit of an intriguing Saturday.
There's some decent matchups
It's
that
not,
day.
yeah. I
It's
think
not Thursday.
the worst matchup probably is maybe Steelers and Colts that you might want to not
And that has
watch
some
or just.
implications because Colts are a playoff team. So.
Yeah, Colts are a playoff team. Steelers are technically still in at this
That's what I'm
point in
saying.
time.
That game has implications for sure. That'll be decent. Is it in Indy or is it in Pittsburgh?
It's in Indy.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah, indoors, no weather. Oh, yeah, I
It's
love
in
that.
Indy. So I guess we'll get to see. Steelers are coming off back-to-back losses to very bad teams.
Losses. Boy,
yeah.
Oh boy.
So they're looking to kind of right the ship. Colts are still trying to keep their playoff hopes alive at this point in time. Then you get the previously before that you get the Vikings and Bengals to start the day, which kind
Josh
of to me
Dobbs
is
got benched, bruh.
yeah.
Josh Dobbs finally got benched.
It's still an intriguing kind of matchup. Bengals are fighting for a lot to kind of keep their playoff hopes alive at this point with Jake Browning or whatever. And I think the Vikings replaced Dobbs with who exactly?
Is it Nick Mullins?
Nick Mullins, yeah.
Nick
Mullins. So Nick Mullins is going to get the start for the Vikings. It seems like Justin Jefferson's going to be fine and be able to play this
good.
week.
It looks like he got hit in the ribs.
That hit looked kind of nasty. But he was definitely back in his presser, talking about the experience of what happened, him being in the hospital. But seems like he's going to be able to be fine. I think the most intriguing matchup is the Broncos versus the Lions for the Saturday night. That'll probably be the one I'm going to watch.
The Lions could do us a favor, huh?
Yeah, paying close attention to. Yes, please, Detroit. Please do us a favor and give us
knock them out.
A 2-game, right? 2-game cushion. That way we got a little bit of leeway over them. Moving on to Sunday. There's not. I mean, outside of the Chiefs game, there's not really that many games during the midday slate that you're probably really interested in watching.
Pretty average slate.
A lot of mid. Even in our game, I kind of feel like. But then you get to the late afternoon game, and you got Cowboys and Bills. The kickoff probably the 3:25 CBS National Tony Romo game, or if Romo's gonna be on the call for sure.
Oh, Romo's gonna be like, him and Jim Nance. Hello,
he's definitely
friends.
Living for this. He gets to watch Josh Allen and his former team go at it.
He better be in heaven that day. You know how that goes.
Right. Who you got in Cowboys versus Bills?
I would probably go Cowboys. Cowboys have the better defense. Defense has been taking the ball at a high rate this year. Josh Allen literally has a turnover in 9 straight games, I think, this year. So I think the Cowboys continue that trend. Dak Prescott's been playing great football. Brandon Cooks has been a revelation for that offense, giving CeeDee Lamb another threat on the other side of the ball. the Bills are going to try to go down there and score, but you see the way they struggle to score against us. Now you have to go against play another good defense in Dallas Cowboys, and the game in Dallas, right? So they snuck out of here with a win on a controversial call. I think they go down there. I think the Cowboys handle business. Give me the Cowboys money line, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna go the
What's the
opposite.
spread?
I look at it now. I'm gonna go opposite.
You think
I
the Bills
think
pull it off?
I think the Bills continue to stay hot. Um, not
Okay,
not that I think it's still gonna be a very close game. But
we gonna see.
I just kind of feel like the Bills are really desperate. I think
They are desperate for. They gonna play their lives for sure.
yeah, I think them getting this win in Arrowhead kind of can be something that might propel them, especially down the stretch here. I'm looking at trying to find the line now. So the line is minus. Is it -2 Bills? So the
Shut up.
Cowboys are the underdog.
Ain't no way. In
Yeah.
Dallas,
Yeah. No, it's in Buffalo.
still the Cowboys. They're favorite too.
Yeah, they got the Bills. Vegas has got
Oh, bro,
them
I love that. Give me the Cowboys
-2.
+2. Give me the
Yeah.
Cowboys +2.5. I love
So
that all day.
I
Give me
think
that.
I think that'll be a good you can even alternate that line and even push it back and even have a safer pick because
Absolutely.
I still think the Cowboys can keep that a close game
Give me the
or
Cowboys with the
whatever.
points, man. I did not know they
Yeah.
were. I thought they would have been favored. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I thought they definitely would have been favored too, but the Bills seem to have gotten Vegas eye right now,
Give
and
me the
they're the
Cowboys with
favorite.
the
So
points, baby. I like that.
Vegas
Yes.
is riding with the streaking hot Bills right now.
All
So
right. Give me
pause.
give me Deron Bland pick
Right.
six.
Yeah.
You
So
feel me?
I'm still stick with my pick. I still like the Bills in that game.
All right. All right.
I think that I think they're surging right now. And I think this might be the game where you get the Cowboys to have maybe a slight mishap or
We'll see.
whatever. I don't think
Yeah.
it's nothing that derails their season or anything like that, but
Yeah.
sometimes
Mhm.
you play good ball and then you slip up and you lose a game
Exactly.
to a
Exactly.
team that's kind of riding hot right now. So give me the Bills in that game, which leads us to what I think is probably the game of the week, the game that probably everybody will probably be
Bang
watching.
bang.
Sunday night football is Ravens Jags, and it is a lot on the line
Waiting all day
for
for a Sunday
for
night.
this game. The Ravens travel to Jacksonville to take on Trevor Lawrence, hurt Trevor Lawrence at that right now.
It's in
Um,
Jacksonville. Ooh, I like that.
yeah. But in a kind of a spot where the Ravens may be getting by a little bit these last couple of weeks.
I mean, Matt Stafford almost pulled it off, bro. I
Yeah.
don't know, dog.
So we'll see. This is definitely a big spot for the Jags
Facts.
primetime game. Um, you know that they're probably gonna be motivated because they're gonna be. I would assume they're
Jags
the
fighting for their lives,
underdog.
bro. They need this win. They fighting for their lives, bro.
Yeah, Jags are fighting for
They can't
their
afford too long because the Texans can still sneak in with that division.
vision. Yeah, so it's a
So
lot on
the
the line
Jags
for
can afford
them.
no losses. So yeah,
It's a
they
lot
fighting for
on the
their
line for
lives.
the Ravens. Ravens trying to keep
Fighting
pace
for the
and
1 seed. Yep.
keep that 1 seed. Ravens are -3.5. With the over
I'm
under
down.
being 43.5.
I'm definitely taking
Um,
the Jags with the points. Give me the Jags +3.5 at the crib. I
yeah,
think if it's a game they lose by 1 or 3, I don't think they lose by more than 3.5 for
yeah,
sure.
I like the Jags in this spot with the points as well too. Um, and I think I like the over in this
43 and
game.
a half. You said.
Yeah,
As long as there's no weather involved, like a 20 to 26 type game, 21, 23. Yeah, I can
yeah,
see that. I can see like a 20, 21, 24 type game. Yeah. I may like
right.
the over too. I'll take the over. Both
Uh,
offenses have most of their weapons there. I know Christian Kirk is out, but
right.
Odell's getting healthier for them. He's been playing good. Zay is still there.
Mhm.
Most of the weapons for the Jaguars are still active, like Calvin Ridley, Evan Ingram just come off what he came off. But did you see the target share for the Jaguars last week?
Yeah.
Evan Ingram had like 12 targets. Zay Jones had like 13 and Calvin really had 14. So you know
Mhm.
who's catching the ball for the Jets. So if y'all want to make a parlay this week, I just gave y'all the sauce.
Mhm.
If you want to go on Price Picks, if y'all want to sponsor us too, we're available. Go on Price Picks and go to receivers, and like when it becomes available, go to their targets. Not only their catches, but their targets too. You
Mhm.
can take Evan Ingram's targets, take the over.
Mhm.
You could take Zay Jones and you could take Calvin Ridley. He threw the ball to those three guys, DG. Every single one of those guys got 10 plus targets. All of
Yeah.
them. So if you
Yeah.
want to take three guys to catch the ball, take their receptions or their targets, take Zay Jones, Calvin Ridley, or Evan Ingram. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Make some money.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think if I was doing props, it'd probably be on the more the Jag side. Ravens, kind of, I'm leery of
Outside of
because
Lamar, like
yeah, I don't, and then their offense it can go in so many different ways. At
they
this
can run the
point in
ball heavy,
time,
they
and
can
run
throw
it,
it,
yeah.
yeah.
So I would say if Odell, I always know his yards are usually pretty
Pretty low. So he's
low.
like 25 or 30
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
so that'd be maybe something I would look at as far as a good prop to probably take.
Exactly.
He can get that on one play or whatever,
For real.
and still has that ability to do that. I'm Who are you taking to win this game?
My heart is telling me to take the Ravens because they're the better football team. But
Mm-hmm.
my head is like, bruh, you know that everybody, the world's going to be on the Ravens this week. And then watch the
Mm-hmm.
Jags go in there and pull out the dub, the upset.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess I'm picking the Jags because I truly believe in my heart of heart the Ravens are the better football team. They would win this game 9 out of 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Jags pull out something out of their hat. Like, bro, they playing for their life right now.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want to lose the division. They don't want to lose the playoff spot. I think the Jags go in there and get a dub. And like it's gonna be ironic as hell because nobody expects not
Mm-hmm.
nobody, but the majority of 75% of the country right now probably thinks the Ravens should win that game. And they should. But I'm gonna be like you. You were on the Bills. I'm right. I got the Jags. I got the Jags this week, man. And the Ravens are the better football team, just like we think the Cowboys are the better football team. But I agree, like the underdogs are gonna. We just saw 2 underdogs win on Monday night, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I think the league has been so contradicting this year. I didn't think Bailey Zappi was going to go out there and throw 3 touchdowns. I didn't think the Steelers would lose to 2-win football teams in back-to-back weeks at home.
Hell no.
I didn't think we would lose 4 out of 6 games this year. That's crazy as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the Jags, but it's been a crazy year. So I'm gonna go.
I'm a ride with the Jags as well too.
Oh, sweet. Oh boy. Meme alert. We gotta put
Yeah,
our memes up
right.
here.
Yeah, we definitely can be a meme alert this week, but I'm definitely gonna ride with the Jags. I think them being at home and being a little bit desperate to kind of expand that lead over the Texans in their division. Um,
Facts.
Backs against the wall. This is the Andy Reid understudy bowl between John Harbaugh and Doug Peterson.
Dougie
Um,
P, baby.
so two terrific coaches who really know what they're doing, especially in these spots. But I think Dougie P has something prepared
Last time they
for
played, it was a crazy game. Last time they
yeah,
played it, Jacksonville was a
right.
good game. So
So
every time
um,
they play is close. So
it wouldn't shock me at all if the Ravens win. Like you obviously said, they're a better team at this point in the season with a better defense. So if Ravens pull this out, it wouldn't surprise me at all. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, y'all could always do us a little favor,
when them
sneak
teams
that
is desperate, bro, and not even like
sneak,
for us, just like in general, like
yeah,
the Jaguars are fighting for their life right now. They don't want to lose the division, and you get a home playoff game. Now you got to go to be on the road, and the
yeah,
Texans are still fighting for that division as well, even though they just took an L as well.
right,
But you don't want to give them any extra life. So if
yeah.
I'm the Jags, you need this game for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
A Ravens loss would set you up for because I mean, with the 2 teams ahead of you right now, the Ravens and the Dolphins,
The Dolphins just took a loss last night.
right? So then Ravens and Dolphins have to play each other, so that cancels one of them out. So if
Yep,
you get
one of
this
the
loss
that's 2,
from,
and they still got to play the Niners.
right? So
So
hey,
that's 3
Trevor
games.
Lawrence, if you like to help us out, just
Trevor, if you need some Mr. Miyagi, on that knee or that
yeah,
ankle, my boy, like heal my
Hey,
dog up,
hey,
man.
tell Sunshine if he ever heard a quid pro quo. One hand washes the other. And so help a brother out in need right now.
Come on, sunshine, sunshine,
Yeah, man.
sunshine. Let
But
the Calvin really have a day, man. Feed Ridley, man.
right, man. With that being said, I think that's all we got for tonight, man. Week 15, we here. It is what it is. We 8-5. See if we can right the ship. See if the Chiefs,
Don't fold, DG. Tell him
can
don't fold, man.
correct
Don't
their
fold
mistakes.
now.
Like I said on Twitter, and you can go to my Twitter right now at
Don't
Keep It
fold, bruh.
Prolific. Underscore keep it prolific. I'm standing 10. I'm not jumping. I'm not scared. Listen, I'm standing 10 with this team. I still believe they can win the Super Bowl. I still believe they
Nice.
can repeat. A lot of y'all can jump ship if y'all want to, but I won't. Whatever. I
Don't
won't give up
fold, Chiefs
this
Kingdom.
team
Don't
just
fold right
yet.
now. You
So,
feel me?
chip, everything's on the table right now. They got business to take care of. Hopefully, they can go out there and take care of it. But I'm like I said, I'm standing on my 10, and
We standing on
and
business.
I'm
Kingdom,
I'm
stop
I'm
playing with
looking
me.
right. I'm looking at adversity like this, you
You
know.
dig?
So I'm ready, man. Stretch run of the season. 4 games left. Hopefully they can, like I said, man, finish this out strong. Not about how you start. It's
It's
all
how you
about how you
finish, man.
finish.
That's a
What you
fact,
got any
baby.
closing thoughts you like to give the kingdom before we get out of here, bro?
Don't fold, don't waver, don't quit, man. I see a lot of y'all be on the timeline quitting, bro. They let me know I can't be
Mm-hmm.
in a foxhole with you. I can't trust you if you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
quit.
A
Season
lot of
ain't
y'all,
over, bro.
yeah, y'all
A lot of
ain't in
y'all
the,
fold, bro.
y'all not trying to be in the trenches, bro.
Y'all
Y'all
ain't built
y'all
for that
wanna
trench life.
y'all wanna run when things get tough, you
You
know.
feel me?
And then
I
that's
can.
why I wore my hat today, because I'm out in the cold like this right
You
now.
dig?
You
Ski
know?
mask season. Stop playing with me, bro.
So with that being said, man, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, man. And for everybody pulling up, supporting us. This year has been awesome, we tell the truth. And we only gonna grow and get better as the season goes on, man. So for CJ and DG, tell the truth gang, we out of this thing, Y'all have a good night.
See y'all later. Go Chiefs.